Okay, so this time the eyes have it. There are almost 60 to 61 questions that I have collected from different test papers. It was actually a very old collections, but these questions are the mainly questions which which generally get repeated every time. There may be other questions also, so I have just 40 minutes time limit. Within that I have to answer all 60 questions, so keep your textbook beside you and open page number 43 for sure. So the first question: what were the eyes of the narrator in The Eyes Habit sensitive to? The answer is, in The Eyes Habit, the eyes of the narrator were sensitive only to light and darkness. Okay, so the answer lies in the first page number 43, second para, second line. Page number 43, second para, second line. Next question: how did the narrator in The Eyes Habit describe the voice of the blind girl? The answer is, in The Eyes Habit, the narrator described that the blind girl's voice had the sparkle of a mountain stream which would stay with the narrator for the rest of the journey and for some time after. And that answer actually yeah, page number 45, from the end, the third para, probably not actually third but fourth para. Her voice had the sparkle of a mountain stream. That is where the answer lies. Page number 45. Next, how was the voice of the girl's aunt? So the answer is, the girl's aunt had a high-pitched voice. Yeah, page number 45, towards the end, from the ending the third line, a high-pitched female voice. Next, question number 4, who broke into the narrator's reverie? The answer is, a man who entered the compartment at Saharanpur broke into the narrator's reverie. And it is from probably page number 46. Okay. Where is it? I just cannot find it. Where is it? Okay, page number 46, fifth para. Basically this is a line: the man who had entered the compartment broke into my reverie. Next, question number 5, but it was a safe remark. What was a safe remark? Within quotation, but it was a safe remark. What was a safe remark? The question is, the answer is, the safe remark by the narrator was that the blind girl boarding the compartment had an interesting face. The safe remark by the narrator was that the blind girl boarding the compartment that had an interesting face. It was a safe remark. Where is that line? You will find it out. It is very difficult because this is mostly on conversation based piece, so it is difficult. But it was a safe remark. Okay, the third para, page number 45, the third para. Next, what did the narrator compare the girl's voice to? The narrator compared the girl's voice to the sparkle of a mountain stream. Page number 45, from the end, the middle big para, not big, basically it consists of 4 lines. He had his voice had her voice had the sparkle of a mountain stream. Next, who entered, question number 7, who entered the compartment at Rohana, right? So the answer is a blind girl actually entered the compartment at Rohana. Next, you can also add in the eyes habit within quotation, naming the pros. So next question, what was the girl in the eyes habit tired of? So the answer is, in the eyes habit, the girl was tired of people telling her that she had a pretty face. And okay, 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5th 6th 7th 8th 9th. So 8th 7th. Okay, the 7th line, page number 45, the 7th line, I am tired of people telling me I have a pretty face. Next question, question number 9, why did the narrator in the story, the eyes habit, want to touch the hair of the girl? So the answer is, in the eyes habit, the narrator wanted to touch the girl's hair because she was standing so close to him and the perfume of her hair was tantalizing. Okay, and you can also add that again her hair hypnotized him so much that he wanted, if she wore her hair in bun or if it was plaited, he was also imagining it was hanging loose over her shoulders or it was cut very short. Okay, this is a big description, but you could end the answer because the hair perfume from her hair was tantalizing and she was standing so close to the narrator. That is it. And it is from page number 46, first 2 lines. Next question, what could the narrator in the story The Eyes Habit see in his mind's eye? What could the narrator in The Eyes Habit see in his mind's eye? The answer is, in the story The Eyes Habit, the narrator could see in his mind's eye telegraph posts flashing by as he moved to the window. So page number 44 probably. Yep, page number 44, from below the page, from the towards the end, it was 1 2 3 4, fourth line, and in my mind's eye I could see telegraph posts flashing by. Next, question number 11, that always happens. What always happens? That always happens within quotation, and the question is, what always happens? So the answer is, while sitting in a running train and looking outside trees, trees seem to be moving and we seem to be standing still. It always happens. While sitting in a running train looking outside, trees seem to be moving and we seem to be standing still. It always happens. That always happens. So that is it from the end, page number 44, from the end, fourth line, and that para also. Next question, 12. Question number 12. What did the co-passenger say about the girl's eyes? So the answer is, the co-passenger said that the girl had beautiful eyes, but they were of no use to her as she was completely blind, and the answer lies in page number 46, last para. Next, question number 13. Who came to see the girl off? The answer is, the girl's probable parents. But the couple who were girl's probable parents, but who were probably the girl's parents, came to see her off in Ruskin Bond's The Eyes Habit. Where? At Rohana. Next, question number 14. Why were, that is it in the, that is at the very beginning of the girl got in the first para. You will find it in page number 43. Next, why were the narrator's eyes sensitive only to light and darkness? The answer is, the narrator's eyes were sensitive only to light and darkness because he was totally blind at that time. yeah. Okay, where is it? The second para. First page, the second para. Page number 43, the second para. Next. What was the narrator's mistake? Then I made a mistake. That question comes in various form. Then I made a mistake within quotation, and the question is, what was the narrator's mistake that time? The narrators actually asked the question to the girl. That was his mistake. Then I made a mistakes. Actually, he asked the girl, what was it like outside? Okay, so that was the mistake that the narrator made. Next, question number 16. What did the narrator want to know from the new passenger about the girl's hair? Or, either from the new passenger, after that you put a question mark, or what did the narrator want to know from the new passenger about the girl's hair? So the answer is, the narrator in The Ice Habit asked the new passenger whether the girl kept her hair short or long. Okay. From the last, page number 46, from the last second para. Can you tell me, did she keep her hair long or short? Next. Question number 17. At which station did the blind girl get into the train? Okay, the blind girl got into the train at Rohana. You can get it at the very front, at the very beginning of the piece. Yes, page number 43. No, okay. Next question, question number 18. Where would the narrator get down from the train? The answer is, the narrator would get down from the train at Dehra. That means Dehradun. And okay, I am going all the way to Dehra. To Dehra. So the conversation you will find in either 6th or 7th line or 8th line in page number 44. Next. What startled the blind girl in The Ice Habit? Or whose voice startled the blind girl in The Ice Habit? So the answer is, the narrator's voice, or the narrator's voice startled the blind girl in the piece The Ice Habit. Next. Question number 20. What tantalized the narrator of The Ice Habit? Or what seemed to be tantalizing to the narrator in The Ice Habit? So the answer is, the perfume from the blind girl's hair were tantalizing the narrator, or tantalized the narrator of The Ice Habit. Okay, so the answer lies in page number 46, first line. Next. Question number 21. You are a very gallant young man. Within quotation, the word gallant is used to describe which specific quality of the narrator as felt by the girl in The Ice Habit. Okay. So the word gallant is used to describe which specific quality of the narrator as felt by the girl in The Ice Habit. Okay. So the narrator's quality of being forward and quite aggressive with women is denoted by the, or described by the specific use of this specific word. You cannot get this answer in the text. Next question, question number 22. Which answer did the narrator give the girl confidently in The Ice Habit? Okay, the answer is, in The Ice Habit, the narrator confidently answered the girl that he had not seen any animals looking outside the window sitting in that compartment. Confident. Okay, so the answer to this is, actually find that I answered quite confidently, page number 45 at the first line. Page number 45, first line. Next question, question number 23. What does the girl opine about her own face? So the answer is, the girl opines that She is repeatedly told by people about her pretty face. The girl opines that she is repeatedly told by people about her pretty face, and it is here. I am tired of people telling me I have a pretty face. Page number 45 after 7th or 6th line. You will find that out. So next question, question number 24. Where did the girl got up and begin to collect her things? Okay, the answer is the girl got up at Saharanpur and began to collect her things, and you will know it by collect her things. From the end, towards the end of page number 45, the girl got up and began to collect her things. So from the end, the third para probably, not the third, the middle one basically. Next question number 25. Who thought the narrator a romantic fool in the story The Eyes Have It? Okay, the answer is the girl in the story Eyes Have It thought the narrator a romantic fool. Next question. Why did the girl thank God? The answer is the girl in the Eyes Have It thanked God because it was a short journey, as she could not bear to sit in a train for more than 2 or 3 years. She thanked God because it was a short journey, as she could not bear the train journey for more than 2 or 3 years. So it is told here, thanks goodness, it is a short journey. In the middle of page number 45, you will see the speech. Next question, question number 27. Where was the narrator going in the Eyes Have It? The answer is, in the Eyes Have It, the narrator was going to Dehra, then to Mussoorie. You have to complete the answer. The narrator was going to Dehra, then to comma, then to Mussoorie, and you will find it page number 44, 7th line, probably 7th or 8th line, page number 44. Next question, question number 28. What instructions were given to the girl by the woman who came to see her off? Okay, the woman who came to see the girl off gave her detailed instruction as to where to keep her things, when not to lean out of windows, and how to avoid speaking to strangers. You will find it in the first para, 3rd line or 4th line, page number 43. Next question. Who accompanied the narrator up to Rohana? So now nobody accompanied the narrator up to Rohana. The answer would be like this, because he was one. I had the train compartment to myself up to Rohana. It is said that he was alone in that compartment in page number 43 where the story begins. Next question. What, according to the girl, did new traveler give to the narrator? What account of the girl did the new traveler give to the narrator? So the answer is, the new traveler told the narrator that it was the eyes of the girl which he noticed, and those eyes were beautiful, but they were of no use to her as she was completely blind. So the answer lies in the page number 46, last para. Next question, question number 31 probably. What puzzled the new traveler in the train? So the answer is, the question whether the girl kept her hair long or short by the narrator puzzled the new traveler in the train. So I don't remember sounding puzzled. The last para, page number 46, and just look at the conversation or the in front of that line, before that line. Can you tell me, did she keep her hair long or short? That is it. So next question, question number 32. How did the narrator know that the girl wore slippers? How did the narrator know that the girl wore slippers? And the answer to this is, the slapping of the slippers against the girl's heels made the narrator know that the girl in The Eyes Have It wore slippers. So yeah, the second para, page number 43, the 3rd line. I knew she wore slippers from the way they slapped against her heels. Next question. When did the narrator think that the girl had a pretty face? The answer is, in The Eyes Have It, when the girl admitted that she had become tired of people telling her that she had a pretty face, then the narrator thought that the girl had a pretty face. It will find in 6th or 7th line in page number 45. Next question, question number 34. How many animals did the narrator see from the train? The answer is the narrator in the Ice Habit saw no animals from the train. Okay, no, I answered confidently. Page number 45, first line. Next question, question number 35. Who would receive the blind girl at the destination? And the answer is the blind girl's aunt would receive her at the destination in the Ice Habit. My aunt is meeting me there. Where is it? Yeah, my aunt is meeting me there. Page number 44, line number 4. Okay. Next question, question number 36. What did the narrator remark about the girl's face? So, in the Ice Habit, the narrator answer is, in the Ice Habit, the narrator remarked that the girl had an interesting face. An interesting face, you have an interesting face, probably fourth line, not only fourth line, fifth line, page number 45, fifth line. Next. Why do people with good eyesight fail to see what is right in front of them? This is the question. The answer is, people with good eyesight fail to see what is right in front of them because they have too much to take in. And page number 43, last para, second line. They have too much to take in, I suppose. Next, question number 38. Have you noticed I have ventured? Within quotation, have you noticed I have ventured? Dash, who is the speaker? So the answer is, here is the speaker of here in the Ice Habit, the speaker is the narrator himself. Have you noticed? You will find somewhere. Okay. Have you noticed I ventured? It is last third line from ending, from the end third line towards the end of the page, page number 44. Next. Question number 39 probably. Who is the author of the Ice Habit? Okay. Ruskin Bond is the author of the Ice Habit. The answer goes like this. And next question 40, question number 40. What is the narrator's opinion about ants in the Ice Habit? So in the Ice Habit, the narrator thinks that ants are usually formidable creatures. Where is it? It is sixth line from page number 44. Ants are usually formidable creatures. Page number 44, sixth line. Next stuff, we have question number 41. Why could the man not answer the narrator's query about the girl's hair? The answer is, the man could not answer the narrator's query about the girl's hair because he noticed her hair and not her. He noticed her eyes and not her hairs. The traveler actually noticed her hair, not her eyes. How do we know that? Yeah, it was her eyes I noticed, not her hair. Page number 46, last para, second line. Sorry, first line. Page number 46, last para, first line. Next question, question number 42. Within quotation, we will soon be at your station. Which station is referred to here? Who is the speaker? Narrator is the speaker. The narrator Ruskin Bond is the speaker here. And which station is referred to here? The station referred to here is Saharanpur. The station Saharanpur is referred to here. Next, question number 43. Within quotation, thanks goodness it is a short journey. Who made the quoted line or who made the quoted remark? Yes, the girl, the blind girl, quoted the line. Thanks God it's a short journey. If you look at the just below the middle of page number 45, you will find that statement or the speech. And yeah. And why she said that? Because she could not bear train journeys for more than 2 or 3 hours, as she stated. Next, question number 44. Why were the beautiful eyes of the girl useless? The answer is, in Ruskin Bond's The Ice Habit, the beautiful eyes of the girl is useless because she is completely blind. And you will get the answer from, again, the last page, that is the page number 46, the last para. Next, question number 45. In which month was the story The Ice Habit set? Okay, it is October, right? Probably in October, or I'll have to make it a bit clearer. Later I will do it for separately. I have to complete it within 40 minutes. Next, question number 46. What was the last word the girl told the narrator? The answer is, goodbye was the last word that the girl told the narrator in The Ice Habit. Goodbye, the girl said. Page number 45, the last line. Next question, what arouses the narrator's curiosity about the girl? The answer is, sorry, is it a question? Yeah. Okay, these are some questions I cannot deal with it right now. I cannot actually these are thematic questions. The text cannot handle these sort of questions. Actually, I will have to make a separate video to answer these questions. I will do that later. So next question, question number 48. Why is October the best time in the hills? The answer is October is the best time in the hills because the hills are covered with wild dahlias, the sun is delicious, and at night one can sit in front of a log fire and drink a little brandy. Most of the tourists are gone, and roads are quiet and almost deserted. That is why October is the best time to visit Mussoorie, and you will find the description in the first paragraph that comprises 4 lines in page number 44. Next question, question number 49. Who seemed to be very anxious about the girl's comfort in the ice habit? Okay, the answer is in the ice habit, the probable parents of the girl seem to be very anxious about her comfort. You will find it in the first paragraph, page number 43. Next question, question number 50. Where did the girl board the train? Things keep repeating. The answer is the girl in the ice habit boarded the train at Rohana. Again the first paragraph, page number 43. Question number 51. Up to which station did the narrator travel alone in the train? Up to Rohana in the ice habit, the narrator travelled alone in the train up to Rohana. Or up to Rohana the narrator travelled alone in the train. Next question, question number 52. What did people do with good eyesight fail to see? What did people with good eyesight fail to see? The answer is people with good eyesight fail to see what is right in front of them. The answer lies in the page number 43, last paragraph, first line. People with good eyesight fail to see what is right in front of them. Next stuff. Question number 53. How does Ruskin Bond attempt to strike up a conversation with the girl? I will answer it differently in a different video. Next question. Question number 54. According to the author of The Ice Habit, what is the thing that the girls can resist? What is the thing that few girls can resist? Flattery. The answer is, according to the narrator of The Ice Habit, flattery is the thing that few girls can resist. This is also in page number 45, I guess. Few girls can resist flattery. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth line. Page number 45, fifth line. Few girls can resist flattery. Next, question number 55. What made the narrator in The Ice Habit feel troubled and lonely? So the answer is, in The Ice Habit, the thought of laughter made the narrator feel troubled and lonely. The thought of laughter. Yep. So that is the speech. Page number 45, just right in the middle. That begins with, I thought then I would try to laugh for her, but the thought of laughter only made me feel troubled and lonely. Page number 45. Next, question number 56. What do the blind people take in? Okay, the answer is, the blind people take in only the essentials, whatever registers most tellingly on their remaining senses. Yep. Page number 43, last para. People who cannot see have to take in only the essentials. So last para, third line. Page number 43, last para, third line. Now, question number 57 goes like this. It begins with a quotation. Within quotation, people with good eyesight fail to see. Within quotation, people with good eyesight fail to see dash. How do you explain this? Okay. The answer is, people with good eyesight fail to see what is right in front of them because they have too much to take in. And this is also from the page number 43, last para, first 2 lines. Next, question number 58. Why did the narrator decide to keep his seat? The answer is, the narrator in The Ice Habit decided to keep his seat because he thought by keeping his seat, he would be able to prevent the blind girl from discovering that he was blind. Yep. Page number 44, second line. I wondered if I would be able to prevent her from discovering that I was blind. Provided I keep my seat, I thought it should not be too difficult. So that is it. That is how he actually pretended that he prevented the girl from discovering that he was blind. Question number 59. How did the narrator know what kind of footwear his fellow passenger was wearing? Okay. So the answer is, the narrator in The Ice Habit knew his fellow passengers, i.e., that is the girl, the fellow passenger, or the girl, or if you omit the girl, that can also be done. So the narrator in The Ice Habit knew his fellow passenger were wearing slippers from the way they slapped against her heels. From the way that they slapped against her heels. So second para, third line. Page number 43, second para, towards the end, third line. Next, we have come to almost question number 59, and only two questions remains unanswered. Okay, so question number 60. What was the girl's reaction to the safe remark of the narrator? The answer is the girl reacted to the safe remark of the narrator by laughing pleasantly, and it was a clear and ringing laugh. Yep, so this was a safe remark. Where is it? The girls she laughed pleasantly, a clear ringing laugh. Page number 45, fifth line. Page number 45, fifth line. Next question. Why did the narrator confidently say that he could not see any animals outside? This can be answered also thematically, because probably he knew that in the jungle there were no animals left. He heard the story, or he believed that data or the information that he received regarding the animals, the number of animals in the jungle, so he was totally confident about not seeing any animals outside. So this is it about the eyes habit. These are the primary questions that are repeatedly that actually have repeatedly appeared on various question banks, but there may be other questions also, but these are the questions primarily which I have answered previously and stored it and then scanned it and then uploaded onto the Google Classroom. I will probably, if I can do so, then I will probably send the class code of that particular prose piece or something like that in the description portion. Okay, so this is it.